Leia, it's Jordan. I got your message about helping the resistance, and I would love to. I'm super all for it, but like I have something that day, like today, later today. So, and it's really last minute. So I'm really sorry. I'm sure you guys will be good, right? I mean, you got like a whole fleet, right? So, uh, but thanks. No, best of luck, and like call me for the next one. Like in a couple of years, like maybe if you need more. I'm still cool. I'm still into the resistance, but I mean, like I said, today is not great. So, okay. Call me again. I hope. Be well. Be well. Oh, the force. The force. Yes, may the force be with you. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Star Wars Minute. It's the daily podcast where we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate the Star Wars movies 1 minute at a time. I'm Pete the Retailer from PeteTheRetailer.com.
I'm Alex Robinson from AlexRobinson.fun.
And it's just us. We're at minute 148 of Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
It's a lot of minutes. 148
starts with concept artists and ends with digital artists. So from concept to digital, the Star Wars Minute. Let's see. I've got some credit notes here. Let me start. I'm gonna start with the ones that aren't named Pete, which there's only two that I wanted to point out that aren't named Pete.
There's only two people in the whole movie who aren't named Pete.
I told you it was gonna hit big once it came up. No. There's two. Wow. I had some notes on credits for people named Pete. And then I've got two other notes for other people who are not named Pete. One is the coincidentally named jewelry maker, Steve Rogers. So I wonder if they mean if that's Captain America, if that's our Patreon Steve Rogers. We'll have to see. Swimmel's member. And then here's one for the Fever Dream files.
Uh-oh.
Costume concept artists. One of them simply credited as Jock. So, there he is. He popped up.
Jock
mm-hmm.
or Jacque?
Jock.
Oh.
So, there we go. It's let's see.
Did that person work on Indiana Jones?
That's hard to tell, isn't it? Jock.
I know we should probably get one of the Indiana Jones boys in here to answer that question, but maybe there's an easier way.
Doesn't look like it. Looks like the first. Looks like one of the first things they wrote the Losers, the comic book series.
Jock did?
I don't know. I thought that was somebody else, but then it's also they did some stuff mainly in the 2000s. Children of Men artwork. Do
you think it's a case of where the person is just goes by Jock, like professionally? I always feel like that's a baller move.
Yeah, well, look at that. Is a cartoonist named Jock. Mark Simpson, known by the pen name Jock, is a British cartoonist, best known for his work in 2000 AD, The Losers, and more.
Simpson.
Oh, and more recently, Batman and Wolverine. All right. Boy, am I out of the loop in comics.
You've been spending all that time horse mastering. Well, as you know, this movie was and is controversial. While I was scouring the internet for trivia, it was, I encountered a lot of like articles like the top 10 flaws of Last Jedi. And a lot of it was stuff like, we never find out, we never get it confirmed who Rey's parents are. Like stuff that is addressed in the movie, but just not the way they wanted it to go.
Right.
If you go on the Rotten Tomatoes, you can really see the disparity. It's 91% by the critics and a measly 42% from the quote unquote movie going public
Hmm.
and their army of bots.
Yeah.
But yeah, of the they have little samples from all the critics, and there's only one who had a negative comment in the sampling. And it's weird because it says this is Matt Rosa on Salon said Star Wars is not Breaking Bad. And the same narrative tricks that work in the latter feel jarringly out of place in the former.
Now, do we think they're just saying that because one of the more recent things that Rian Johnson had done was an episode of Breaking Bad?
I don't know. It seems surprising to me because didn't seem anything to me that was the narrative tricks that were used in Breaking Bad. I mean, I guess they just mean the flashbacks where you're not sure if Luke is a good guy or a bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, literally, the last 3, in between Looper and Star Wars Episode 8: The Last Jedi, he did 3 episodes of Breaking Bad, and that's what I think that's what kind of brought him to more attention. That's when he became more of a name. So that person probably had an axe to grind.
Yeah. And I don't know why Breaking Bad seems like such a mid, not mid 2000s, but like teens to 20. It seems like such a teens thing. We gotta come up with a name for the decade of 10 to 20.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, that was one of the best movies of the teens. But anyway, Breaking Bad seems like such a teens reference.
Not another teen movie.
It's not another teen movie. But you know what? Speaking of Rian Johnson,
mm-hmm.
The Last Jedi made as much in his opening weekend as all of his other movies combined. So totally different, right to the stratosphere with Rian Johnson.
All right. Well, so
another credit you want to highlight?
Well, now I'm going to move on from the non-Pete's to the Pete's.
Okay.
So, recurring favorite, Hod Modeler, Pierre Bohanna.
Pod Modeler?
Hod Modeler. HOD. Somebody told us what that stands for, and I forgot what it is.
High octane definition. That's like really high definition.
Hod Modeler.
Hod Modeler. That's my Jim Gaffigan impression.
Here's another great. We were talking about a Horsemaster last time. Hair and makeup designer Peter Swords King.
Swords
King.
Wow.
Now, that seems fake to me. Peter Swords King. What do you think? What do you think some of his claims to fame are? What do you think he worked on?
Swords.
Well, no, he's the hair and makeup designer. But what movies do you think he's associated with?
Well, I don't think I mean, are you implying that he should be doing like Excalibur and like all movies of swords in them?
All of the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies.
That's what he's done?
Mm-hmm. That's he did more kind of, I guess, like indie stuff before then. And those were relatively, not that they were indie, but they had a little
But now he's committed.
So he did all of those. Also notably Avengers, not the Marvel one. Another movie that I like. Into the Woods, the movie version, which I found
James Corden.
And Spider-Man: Far From Home, also MCU, but kind of. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's not made by Marvel.
So what are you saying? You're saying Swords is for the
I don't know,
non-union equivalent, or?
But I love that Peter Swords King, was the hair and makeup designer for Return of the King. Well,
that's why I think it's funny that it's
they got him back for I don't know.
I assumed the name Swords was kind of like a nickname for the scissors he uses to cut hair.
Oh, maybe.
You know what I mean? They call me Swords. Like clamps. But with swords, with he's like a Edward Scissorhand type character.
Right, there you go.
But you're right though. He has Sword and King in his name at the same time.
Yeah. I wonder, can I find it? Is there a Peter Swords King was born in 1955 in the UK.
How much is that in American years?
Yeah. Also Venom. Let There Be Carnage. Again, not a Marvel movie, but a Marvel movie kind of.
He just can't get into the A list. He's always in there.
Yeah. If from 1950, if he was born in 55, like as a young man, do you think he worked on Never Say Never Again? It seems like that's his MO.
Yeah, that's true. What else you got?
Let's see. There. We got we talked about Peter. We got digital art supervisors. One of them is Peter Kyme, Kyme.
Okay.
And then I'm assuming that he supervised. We got like a kill screen of digital artists here coming up. One of them is Peter Chesloff. Names. Did we talk to him at some point or something? Peter Chesloff. Peter Dalton. Not Timothy Dalton. Peter Dalton. Dulton.
Dalton.
Niels Peter Kagard. Not in the club. Not allowed to be in there. Middle name.
Why? Because middle name?
Nils
Why did you mention
Peter.
him then?
You know who's allowed? You know who's allowed to be in the club?
Some of the most cruel that you mentioned him.
Michael Peter, you're in.
Why is he in?
Nils Peter Kagard out.
Wow.
I don't follow the rules. I just make them.
Some weird arbitrary rules in the Peters Club.
So sorry, Nils. But yeah, that's I think. Like I said, we got a huge screen of digital artists here, and those. I knew that was once we got to there, it's going to be a good. There are definitely going to be some Peters in there. So
well, that's when I noticed your complaint about the IMDb is that I assumed that there was going to be like where there was going to be a number telling me how many names were under digital artist, but they're not. They're done by the last name of the person, so they're all just mixed in there with all the other rest of the people. So we'll never know. But it's a lot of people.
It is. Yeah, that's all. I think that's all the Peters that I found in for here, though. What else do you got for 148?
Well, getting back to the ratings thing over on the IMDb, the Last Jedi is currently rating a 7.0, which puts it comfortably in between above Solo and beneath Revenge of the Sith. So, which I think I
wanted to say Benicio del Solo, but it's not. It's Abovio del Solo.
Yeah. Although I think I would put it beneath. I think I would put it beneath Revenge. I would definitely put it above Solo, but I would put it just below Revenge of the Sith in my rankings personally.
Would you
at the moment
beneath the Planet of the Apes?
Only if I was sure I could escape from the Planet of the Apes. And also some other corrections. Here's a correction for you.
Oh boy, sorry about something I just said about Peter Chesloff.
Apparently, Swords is his mother's maiden name, not a nickname.
I didn't say it was a nickname.
No. So if you remember when Luke Skywalker dies in the film, reverse spoiler alert, you see the two sons there, and we said, oh, we just assumed that was sort of like a kind of homage. But apparently, Ahch-To does in fact have two sons. This is according to the internet, the Wikipedia there. It lists two sons.
But then sometimes it doesn't show them, and then sometimes it does.
Right. Well, they might not always be next to each other, so it's possible that
one is just going whoop, whoop.
Yeah, well,
whoop,
you might see,
around.
One might be orbiting its way around or whatever.
I don't buy
or the various. Anyway, just telling
I don't buy it.
Just telling you that's what it says. There are two sons.
Let me get back to Peter Chesloff for a second.
Okay, get back to him. Get back at him.
Peter Chesloff, I think I might have brought this up in previous films. I should have, because let's go backwards from the future. Let's go back from the future. Digital artist, Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
Solo, Star Wars story. Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Now let's go back even further. What about Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? What about
Okay.
Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith? What about Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones? For some reason not, I guess, I don't know. For some reason not Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, but Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, Digital Effects Technical Assistant, Special Version. Oh, that's why. Okay, Special Edition, he worked on a Special Edition of Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back, and then the real versions of Attack of the Clones and up.
But not Phantom Menace.
No, I guess he got hired after Phantom Menace, because it's all like...
Somebody must have really messed up the Phantom Menace, and then he got the job back. He replaced the job.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess if that's Special Edition, it says Special Version, so I don't know. Digital
That's
Effects
even
Technical
more.
Assistant.
That's like the Blu-ray.
Yeah, so I guess maybe he did those, then he went off to try to do some other stuff. Then
I think
back.
he got fired, and then once Phantom Menace came out, they're like, we need one more. We got rid of the Yoda puppet, so we need one more digital person to take over that thing, and it was him.
You got Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions, not the original. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, At World's End, not On Stranger Tides, not the original.
Well, so maybe that's it. He just doesn't do the first. He does not do first episodes.
He's a regular Irvin Kershner.
He's a slightly irregular Irvin Kershner.
But Mandalorian, he did a digital compositor for a bunch of episodes.
Not episode 1.
No, oddly not.
See, that's his thing.
It looks like it might have just been the second season, actually. Chapter 9 through 14. So, who knows?
Yeah.
Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Age of Extinction. Not the original.
Not the original.
Oh no, there he is. Sorry, Transformers, digital artist.
Oh,
so, all right, you broke your chain there. The curse is broken, Peter Cheslov.
The curse.
Yeah. Look at that. His thing. We should totally send him an email because he's got a website.
We should.
Maybe that'll be I'll do a Pete series during the hiatus.
Yeah. ABC Pete. You do all the Pete's in alphabetical order.
All of them. All right.
So should I give you one more trivia item or save it for
I don't
next
know.
time?
Okay, let's save it. We'll have a little cliffhanger.
Okay.
Tease what it's about.
It is about there's a famous line about having a bad feeling about this, which, as we all know, BB-8 says in Droidish, but there's an alternate version of the movie in which Luke Skywalker says the line, but you'll have to hear more about that tomorrow.
Interesting.
On the next Star Wars Minute. Did you have something else more you wanted to say?
Nope.
Minute.